Many of the words that we use to describe human suffering simply do not work. They don't work because they label people as being different, and that frightens us. No, I don't want people to be frightened. So what do we do? Stigma, I think, is a downstream problem that starts when people in power stop listening to those that need their help. It starts with the way healthcare is delivered. Now, healthcare is meant to help us. It's not meant to frighten us. But too many people are offered harmful medication without getting the healthcare that they need and deserve. Now, I think you'll agree that it's time we got the healthcare we need and deserve. I thought that by telling people the facts, they'd immediately go out and change the way that they did things. How can you argue with the facts, right? But it turns out the facts don't work either. On their own, the facts are useless because your mind has a mental filter that just looks for evidence that supports your worldview. It's why Trump fans believe anything that he says. Facts that dispute your worldview only tend to strengthen your worldview. And conservatives understand this much better than liberals. They speak to values, not facts. And they're very organised. So much so that in the last 60 years they've shifted people's attitudes to the right. People are much more interested in their own needs than they are in the needs of the community. And big business is soaking up more and more of the world's wealth. Fewer people now have that, and they donate vast amounts of money to the political parties of the right. As they get wealthier, health inequalities also get bigger. And suffering is being exploited. They get much more wealthy, and the rest of us are offered drugs. Now, this all seems very immoral, but conservatives aren't immoral. They just have a different morality called a strict father morality, where they believe that the father is responsible for disciplining his children. The children are inherently bad, and that you make them good by punishing them. By punishing them, you teach them how to become self-reliant. And they also believe in a natural order to the world, God above man, man above woman, white above non-white, strong above the weak, doctor above patient. They believe that life has winners and it has losers. You're a winner if you've learned to be self-reliant, and you're a loser if you've not. Therefore, if you're suffering, then it's all your fault. Liberals believe in a different type of morality. They believe in a nurturant parent morality, where both the mum and the dad are responsible for protecting and for caring for their children. Their children are inherently good, but they just need our care and our guidance to get on in the world. They also believe that you make society fairer and more equal when you invest in it, that you get stronger when you have good healthcare, education, and public services. And when we're organised, we can influence the way people think. Now, many of us are influenced by what we read, by politics, and by the companies that have the most power and the most wealth. But you and I can also influence the way people think when we speak to what it is that they care about. But we have to use our own language to do this. When we use the language of conservatives, all we do is remind people of what it is that they've said, and we need to stop doing this. The facts are important, but only once you've first connected with what it is somebody cares about. Set the moral frame first and present the facts second. And you can create change in society by using empathy. When we take each other's perspective, we can get closer to each other. I know that when I'm more gentle, you feel less frightened. And when we feel safe, we can take risks that make our lives better. So we need to be brave as well as gentle. Now, there are many times in my life where I've been neither. But I've been fortunate enough to have people around me who've steered me in the right direction. And this is what we all need to create change. We need to be organised. We need support, and we need to speak to values, not facts. So when you're talking to people, talk to them about who they care about to activate their empathy. Get clear about what you believe. Say it simply, say it loudly, and say it again and again. Stigma is a result of fear and prejudice. Be gentle and people will be less frightened. Be brave and you can change lives.